I think, yeah, we left the bus at 7. We left in the bus at 7. It was still pitch black. And yeah, breakfast on the bus and shit like that. And then it was almost 2 hours to the start. And then we were meant to do, yeah, that 260K stage in the piercing rain. And yeah, which I'm sure people have heard a lot about. Yeah. And I think that, yeah, some guys had to leave the hotels at 6, like, and after the stages we'd had, it was just like people just reached boiling point, and that's what I think that's why everything seemed so last minute. It was just like it was just this like things that like a accumulation of stuff. Just everyone was just like, nah, this is just too much. Like it's yeah, and I guess some kind of point was made on the rider's behalf, so they might think about it for next time.
Is it as you said, like all Giros are like this? But was that example just a tip over the edge?
Yeah.
Or was it that kind of combined with the COVID year and everything else that's going on?
Yeah, it was just yeah, like I mean maybe yeah, it's I think it was just everything like because the stages we'd had in this last week were, you get one or two every Grand Tour that are just mammoth, 5,000 meters. But we had like, yeah, in this last week there was what, yeah, every day, every stage, 3 days in a row we had, well, yeah, the first stage of the last week was 6 hours, and then maybe even more actually, and then another one of 6 hours and 5,000, and then another one of 6.5 hours of 5.5. Like that Stelvio day, I had 7 hours on the bike.
I think that's the point I was going to say is like a lot of the time they report, 6.5 hour day. That was for the winner.
Yeah.
That was for the first guy to cross the line.
And then we had to ride back down the hill and find the buses, and it was almost dark, And so I think after doing a day like that, like it would have put people in their grave. Like it would have wrecked yesterday, I reckon.
So what actually happened in the morning? Like what's your experience with what went on?
Well, we got to the start. Yeah, it was 10 degrees, pissing with rain. Everyone, it was just like we'd accepted that it was happening. Like there was, there were all these talks of like, yeah, we want to protest or do 100K less or something like that. But yeah, there's always talks of stuff like that, but never actually happens, And then there's like the CPA group. They had like a telecom group or something like that, and then a couple of us got added into this group, and then they said they took a poll and they said, all right guys, ask your team, are you in favor of driving 100K down the road in the buses? We'll start here, do the neutral or whatever, get in the buses, drive 100K down the road. And yeah, everyone was all for it. And then we voted yes, and then put the phone down, had to go to the start to do our sign on. And so yeah, I don't know, it was like, yeah, well, we've done this, but left the phone behind and whatever, and we just went to the start and was still expecting it to happen. And then yeah, it was it was pretty cool actually. Everyone was huddled in this tent like that they have next to the start line, and I like didn't have track of time or anything like that. And someone goes, we were meant to start 10 minutes ago, and I'm like, oh yeah, true. No one left at 10, and because we had pink, everyone was kind of like looking at to what we were doing. and yeah, so one of our guys went to leave the tent, and because he wanted to change his gloves or something like that, and everyone was like, "Get back in here!" and they wouldn't let him leave. No one was getting, and there were a couple of guys on the start line apparently, but then they all left and came back to the tent. And then I think it was Adam Hansen was talking with the organizer, and yeah, and then all of a sudden everyone just started like shouting and whatever,
Like
and then,
Yahooing.
yeah, it was like they said all right, and then the race organizer came over and he's like, all right, is everyone's bus still here? And we're like, yep. Yeah, everyone's bus is still here. Ours wasn't; it had already left. But we said in the radio, "Stop the bus." And then he's like, "All right, we're going to do the neutral, and then the buses are going to go behind, and then everyone jumps in the bus, and we'll find a new start location." Everyone just lost their mind. I've never seen so many people. I've never seen the bunch so happy before, but it was weird though. It was a mess. But fair play to them. Like they somehow arranged a new start location for all the buses and stuff to park, and yeah, is racing as normal again.